Philadelphia is heartbroken. The city that thrives on grit, soul, and rock and roll has lost one of its most beloved voices, Pierre Robert. The legendary 93.3 UMMR host, whose unmistakable tone and infectious passion defined the sound of Philadelphia radio for more than 4 decades, was found dead at his home on October 29, 2025. He was 70 years old. Beasley Media Group, the company that owns WMMR, confirmed the devastating news, describing his passing as a loss beyond words. Pierre's sudden death came as a complete shock to both colleagues and fans. According to early reports, the radio veteran failed to show up for his regular midday shift, something that had rarely happened in his 44-year career. Concerned co-workers reached out, and when he didn't respond, police were called to his home for a welfare check. That's when they discovered the heartbreaking truth: Pierre Robert had passed away. Authorities have since stated that no foul play is suspected, though the official cause of death remains undisclosed pending further investigation. In the wake of the news, Philadelphia has been united in mourning. The airwaves that once carried Pierre's vibrant voice now echo with tributes from friends, fellow DJs, and longtime listeners who grew up hearing him every day. Social media has been flooded with messages of gratitude and sorrow. "It feels like I lost an old friend," one fan wrote. "Pierre was part of my mornings for years. The city won't sound the same without him." For those who knew him best, Pierre was much more than a radio host. He was a symbol of authenticity, kindness, and unwavering love for music. His colleagues at WMMR described him as the soul of the station, someone who treated every guest, listener, and fan with genuine warmth. Beasley Media Group released a heartfelt statement that captured his spirit perfectly. Pierre encompassed everything that rocks: the new and familiar, the punk and the poetic, the local and the global. Whether on stage, in the studio, or out in the city, he greeted everyone like an old friend. His star will forever shine on Philadelphia's Walk of Fame and in the hearts of those he inspired. Born in California, but forever adopted by Philadelphia, Pierre Robert joined 93.3 WMMR in 1981. What was supposed to be just another stop on his radio journey quickly became his lifelong home. His unique voice, rich, soulful, and always filled with excitement, captured listeners instantly. He had a remarkable gift for making every song, every story, and every interview feel personal. Whether he was spinning the latest Pearl Jam track or reminiscing about classic rock legends, he made his audience feel like they were part of something bigger. Over the decades, Pierre became synonymous with Philadelphia's rock culture. He wasn't just a DJ, he was part of the heartbeat of the city. He emceed countless concerts, interviewed rock legends, and connected fans to their musical heroes. His voice introduced generations to new music while celebrating the timeless classics. He lived and breathed rock and roll, yet his humility and genuine love for people set him apart from the rest. Pierre's warmth extended far beyond the studio walls. He was known to greet fans at local events, coffee shops, and street corners with the same enthusiasm he brought to his broadcasts. To him, everyone was part of the same musical family. He remembered names, faces, and stories, small gestures that made his listeners feel valued and seen. For that reason, many Philadelphians considered him not just a voice on the radio, but a friend who had accompanied them through their lives, from long commutes to late-night drives, from celebrations to heartbreaks. And yet, despite his decades in the public eye, Pierre Robert kept his personal life remarkably private. Little was known about his family or romantic relationships. What fans did know, however, was that he had one constant companion who shared nearly every chapter of his life: his golden retriever, Lucy. Lucy wasn't just Pierre's pet, she was his best friend, his partner, and in many ways, the unofficial mascot of 93.3 WMMR. She often accompanied him to the studio, quietly resting beside him during broadcasts, and quickly became a familiar face to both staff and visiting musicians. Listeners adored her, often asking Pierre for updates about how she was doing. In a 2011 interview, Pierre revealed that he had named his boat Lucy in her honor. When Lucy began to struggle with orthopedic issues, Pierre brought her to work daily so she wouldn't be alone. He made sure she received the best care, from acupuncture to water therapy, showing the same devotion to her that he showed to his listeners. Sadly, Lucy passed away in February 2012 at the age of 13 and a half after multiple organ failures. Pierre was heartbroken. Speaking about her loss in an interview with The Inquirer, he said, "Dogs are magical creatures. The sad thing is that they don't live terribly long. Every cliché you ever hear, man's best friend, she was all that and more. She lived a great life." Those who knew Pierre say that Lucy's passing changed him deeply. He often spoke about how dogs reflect the best parts of humanity: unconditional love, loyalty, and joy. In many ways, that philosophy mirrored how he lived his life and treated others. His fans say that same warmth came through every time he spoke on air. Pierre's connection to his audience was unlike anything else in radio. He didn't just play songs, he told stories. His voice carried both wisdom and wonder, always making his listeners feel like they were part of a shared journey. When he said, "Good day, everyone. Let's rock together," it wasn't just a phrase. It was an invitation to be part of something bigger, a community united by music, laughter, and love. His contributions to Philadelphia's music scene are immeasurable. Pierre was inducted into the Philadelphia Music Alliance Walk of Fame, an honor that cemented his legacy among the city's greatest cultural figures. His passion for live music made him a fixture at concerts, from small indie gigs to massive arena shows. He didn't just attend, he lived them. Fans recall seeing him dancing in the crowd, chatting with people between sets, and celebrating every performance as if it were his first. As the news of his death spreads, WMMR's broadcast family continues to honor his legacy. Many of his longtime colleagues have shared emotional on-air tributes, replaying old interviews, clips, and his favorite songs. Across Philadelphia, car radios have been tuned to 93.3 WMMR, with listeners turning up the volume in tribute to the man who gave them so many unforgettable moments. Though the details of Pierre's funeral have not yet been announced, his fans are already planning to gather at the WMMR studios and local venues to celebrate his life. The city that loved him so dearly is expected to give him a farewell worthy of a rock legend, heartfelt, loud, and full of music. Pierre Robert's death marks the end of an era, but his voice, laughter, and love for rock and roll will continue to echo through Philadelphia forever. He wasn't just a man behind the microphone. He was a storyteller, a friend, and a bridge between generations of music lovers. In his 44 years on the air, Pierre didn't just share music, he shared life. He helped people through heartbreak, through traffic jams, through loss, and through joy. He celebrated their milestones, reminded them to keep believing in good things, and made every day just a little brighter. Now, as the city mourns his loss, many are finding comfort in his words, the countless messages of hope and joy he left behind through his broadcasts. Though his voice has gone silent, his spirit remains, in the songs he loved, in the city he cherished, and in the hearts of everyone who ever tuned in. Pierre Robert will always be remembered as more than a radio host. He was Philadelphia's voice, its heartbeat, and its soul. And though he may no longer walk among us, his spirit will live on every time a classic rock anthem plays across the airwaves of 93.3 WMMR, the station he helped define, and the city that will never forget him.